Hi, I'm Nat, designer and builder, and I'm taking my 30+ years as a theater maker and applying it to my backyard. Today, we're going to be discovering and exploring the evolution of Jen's she shed from when we first built it to today. I hope you enjoy it, and welcome to the backyard. So I thought I'd talk about the shed that kind of started it all, at least for our backyard. What you see behind me is Jen's shed. It's gone through a couple of changes since we first did it, but I kind of want to go back in history when we first built it. I thought we had some video and some good pictures of it when we first built it, because it was a different color. There were some other different things that we've since changed, but I thought I'd kind of walk you through that. It's always been one of Jennifer's dreams to have her house in a magazine, and so a couple years ago we made the cover of Fleamarket Decor Magazine, and that's what our shed looked like. I'll go through some of the pictures if I can find them. I'm actually inside the shed right now, so there's a picture of side, and I'll go ahead and show you some after pictures now, what it looks like. But those are from some shots, and then inside we haven't done a lot. You can kind of see, I'll kind of pan up and you can kind of see it is literally about 110 degrees in here in the shed. But this is kind of what it looks like now. Jen has done an amazing job of in the interior design, the art direction on the inside. One of the things I love about this old shed is the floor. The floor is actually from Jen's grandparents' farm. All the wood is just wood we pulled. I put down an OSB subfloor over the framing and then just nail these down. So they get kind of loose with the heat, with the expansion and the cold, and I just really love the creaking. And then one of the other things I love about this is the smell. I know you can't smell it, but you can probably imagine what it smells like. It's just smells like an old house. When I was a kid, we'd go visit relatives in Floyd County, Virginia, and these old houses, this is like back in the 70s, early 80s, these old houses already were like almost 100 years old, and they just, they had the smell. And as a kid, you're like, oh man, that's like really smells like old. But now as an adult, I kind of appreciate that time and being able to visit old relatives who at the time when I was a kid seemed ancient. I think they actually were 80s, even 90s. So anyway, it's just, I love the fact that this hit not just sight, it doesn't just look cool, it also smells smells cool, and it sounds cool. So it hits a bunch of different senses, and of course right now I'm also feeling heat. It is really hot in here. It's got to be probably 95, 100 degrees in here. So I'm gonna turn off and go back outside. Okay, so this is Jen's shed behind me over my right shoulder, and it's been through a bunch of changes since I built it about 3 years ago, and so we're gonna kind of go through a little bit of that. So hold on while I switch views. Okay, so this is the shed as it is now. Middle of the summer 2020. Jen wanted to change the color. She really liked this green color, so we painted the whole thing. Actually, when I say we, she painted the whole thing green with some help from our daughters. And then we decided it was too green. We thought, oh, we'll make all the molding and trim white. So went back, painted all the trim, all the molding, the doors white. You can see up here, this roof, that is new, or old new, new old, whatever you want to call it. I actually, when we built the shed, we only had enough of the corrugated roof that we picked up in Nebraska to do the roof of the shed. And so I had to get the thin new stuff from Home Depot. And I spent about 3.5 hours trying to get it to rust, and there's just too much zinc in it, and it just wouldn't rust. Another new thing is this little fenced-in garden area. This gate right here actually was Jen's grandpa's gate. It was on like a, I don't know what it was on. It was on something on his farm down in Benjamin. So we actually used that as the basis for this this little garden. We already have some stuff planted. I've already run sprinklers, everything. That's just fun. Also, the pickets on the fence were actually from a friend. We did some picking down in Fairview at his great-grandfather's farm, and we brought back these fences, and so we took all the pickets off and used those for our pickets. So they're probably about 80 years old, we're guessing. So hopefully you can hear me over our air conditioner. It's pretty much running non-stop with all the heat wave, with this heat wave we've been having. But this is a shot from inside the magazine. I just wanted you to see this so we can compare it to what it looked like before. You can kind of see the roof. We picked that in Nebraska on this farm, in literally the middle of Nebraska. That is just about the flattest state I've ever been in. It was crazy. In fact, the woman whose farm we went to, she was talking to us, we were telling us about the mountains that are all around us, and she's like, oh, I couldn't live in a place surrounded by mountains. She's like, I need to see the horizon. And it's pretty interesting, the different perspectives depending on where you're from. So a little bit about the house from the side here. So when we built this, I tried to use as much salvage materials as we could. Obviously the roof was, all the windows were found in different places. We collect them. Anytime I find a good price on windows, I'll collect them, buy them, save them for a project. So they were all saved. The siding is actually new. A lot of the trim is actually reused from some theater projects I was working on. And then the framing is all new. I usually put out a call for used materials, but not easy to find sometimes. Down here, I used all new pressure treated for the framing of the floor. This right here, this gate, and hold on one second. And this gate right here were actually given to us. And they had these big gates that we got to take off the farm, and then it's also the same place where we got the pickets. And then Jen loves to collect old bikes. We have a lot of old bikes. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the shed and a little bit of the different things about the shed that we love and why we did things. I'd love to hear, again, I'd like to make this conversation, so I'd love to hear what you think about the video, what you think about what we're doing. If you think I'm doing it right, doing it wrong, you love it, you hate it, give me some feedback. Either comment on this video. There are links on the channel page to my Instagram and Facebook where you can also comment. I hope to have my website up soon, and we'll have links to that as well. But again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a chance to get out into your backyard and enjoy this summer. Even this time we're in, it's nice to get outside and enjoy nature, enjoy some sunshine, get some vitamin D. Have a great rest of your weekend.